This video will show you how to assemble the Arras beam kit on your Arras Tapestry Loom. You will need a No. 2 Phillips screwdriver. Let's identify the parts. The kit includes a right warp beam riser, a right base, a left warp beam riser, and a left base. All four of these parts have a ratchet dog attached to the inner side. There are also 4 dowel handles, 8 Texsolve apron cords, 2 cloth warp beams, they are identical, 1 cross brace, and 2 apron bars, which are also identical. Hardware for this kit includes 4 3/8" sheet metal screws, 2 1 1/4" inch machine screws, 2 2 1/2" machine screws, and 4 1 1/4" inch sheet metal screws. Sheet metal screws have pointed ends, and machine screws have flat ends. If you're not sure about a screw's length, measure the shaft. If you need full specs for the hardware, you will find this information in the beam kit assembly manual. If you want to install the beam kit as you assemble your Arras Tapestry Loom, steps are explained in the beam kit assembly manual. You will also need your loom manual, which is available at schachtspindle.com. Here, we'll show you how to install the beam kit on an Arras Tapestry Loom that has already been put together. First, install the bases and the cloth beam. Set your loom on a work surface and remove its left leg. Unscrew the 2 plastic knobs that hold the leg to the left upright. Remove the washers from the knobs, but keep the T-nut slides in place for the next step. Orient the left base with its rubber feet at the bottom of the loom, the curve and large hole at the back, and the ratchet dog facing the inner side of the loom. Using one of the knobs and T-nut slides from the previous step, go through the upper hole in the base from its outer side, then into the left upright. Tighten the knob loosely. Repeat this with the remaining knob and T-nut slide, inserting the knob through the bottom hole in the base and the left upright. Do not fully tighten the knobs yet. Insert 1 cloth warp beam through the large hole in the base. The ratchet gear should sit against the base so the ratchet dog will engage. This is now the cloth beam. Attach the right base. Remove the right leg from your loom just as you remove the left leg. Again, take the washers off the knobs, but leave the T-nut slides in place. Orient the right base with the ratchet dog on the inner side of the loom and fitting the large hole over the cloth beam. Attach the right base with knobs and T-nut slides that you just took off the right leg. Attach dowel handles to the cloth beam. Insert a dowel handle through the large hole at one end of the cloth beam and align the small holes. Secure the handle with a 3/8" sheet metal screw. Repeat at the other end of the cloth beam with a second dowel handle and 3/8" sheet metal screw. Attach the cross brace. Set the cross brace between the right and left bases, aligning all the holes. From the outer side of the loom, insert a 1 1/4" sheet metal screw through the base and into the cross brace. Attach this screw loosely. Repeat with the remaining 1 1/4" sheet metal screws. Make sure the loom and bases sit level on the work surface, then fully tighten all 4 screws. You can also tighten the plastic knobs holding the bases to the loom uprights at this time. Now we'll install the warp beam risers and warp beam. We'll begin on the right side, but it really doesn't matter which one gets installed first. Remove hardware from one end of the top beam. Unscrew the 2-inch machine screw holding the top beam to the loom upright. A barrel nut will fall out unless you hold your finger under it. You'll use the barrel nut in the next step. You will not need the 2-inch screw for the beam kit. Attach a warp beam riser. Position the warp beam riser with the large hole at the back, the ratchet dog on the inner side of the loom, and small holes aligned with holes in the upright. Hold the barrel nut from the last step inside the top beam as you insert a 2 1/2" machine screw into the upper hole of the riser, through the upright and into the top beam. Tighten this screw loosely. Insert a 1¼ inch machine screw into the lower hole of the riser and into the upright. Tighten this screw, then go back and fully secure the other screw. Insert a cloth warp beam through the large hole in the warp beam riser. The ratchet gear should sit against the riser so the ratchet dog can engage. This is now the warp beam. Attach the other warp beam riser. Go to the other end of the top beam and remove the hardware holding it to the upright, just as you did before. Again, you'll use the barrel nut, but not the 2-inch screw. Position the warp beam riser with the ratchet dog on the inner side of the loom, small holes aligned with holes in the upright, and the large hole fitting over the end of the warp beam. Attach this riser just like the first one. Insert the 1¼ inch machine screw in the lower hole to attach it to the upright. Insert the 2½ inch machine screw in the upper hole of the riser through the upright and into the top beam using the barrel nut. Secure both screws firmly. Attach dowel handles to the warp beam. Insert a dowel handle into the large hole at the end of the warp beam and align the small holes. Attach the handle securely with a 3/8-inch sheet metal screw. Repeat at the other end of the warp beam. You've completed assembly of your beam kit. Just attach the apron cords to the warp and cloth beams and to the apron bars. It's the same process as for other Schacht looms. Now you are ready to warp your loom.